We hear a great deal about the criminal justice system, justice being the key word there. Justice applies sometimes. Sometimes we know justice does not apply. And oftentimes justice does not apply to somebody who has legitimately pulled their gun, used it in self-defense, and an overzealous prosecutor decides they're going to be prosecuted, charged with a crime and prosecuted in that self-defense shooting. And that prosecutor, whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's anybody, they will pursue us relentlessly to ensure the demise of our freedom, to make sure that we go to prison for what they've decided to take up as a cause, which may be personal, it may be political, it may be any number of reasons that a prosecutor could get in their mind that we've committed a crime when we have pulled our gun and used it in self-defense. But when it happens, you can bet that everything can be used against you in court. Everything that you've done, everything that you do, your social media accounts, anything that you said to people, what you subscribe to. Me coming out and making videos about shooting, having silhouettes up, could be a prosecutor's ammunition in a self-defense case. If I had to go to court, these videos could be used against me by a prosecutor to try to convince a jury that because I come out and I make self-defense videos with silhouettes, that I have some kind of innate desire to harm or hurt somebody, and could use that against me in a court of law. Anything can be used against you in a court of law. And how we handle our handgun, how we approach people, how we allow people to approach us, whether or not we put our hand on our gun, all those things come into consideration. There are about 5 different considerations. Well, there are 5 different considerations that across the board, no matter what jurisdiction you're in, anywhere in the United States, will be considered. And I'm going to be talking about those, one of those each in each different video. But what we want to do here is understand that as gun owners, I'm a Christian gun owner. I've always had the tagline, Christian first, American second, gun owner third. From a Christian perspective, I have no desire to pull my gun on anybody. I have no desire to shoot anybody or hurt anybody in any way. I carry my gun for self-defense. I understand the rights that we have in the United States to defend ourselves. I understand it as being part of simple law and order. And in that, I carry a gun, I carry it for self-defense, but have no desire to do any harm to anybody under any conditions. But whatever I do, whatever you do, however we have to handle ourselves in whatever situation we find ourselves in, what we have to make sure of is that in our mind is embedded the things that the legal system is going to consider every time a handgun is pulled and used in self-defense. There are 5 different considerations, and we're going to be talking about those, one in each video, like I said. So this is just the introduction. You come along with me. The videos will come up. Let's make ourselves hard to convict by making sure that we understand the law, understand what prosecutors are looking at what prosecutors will be trying to prove against us should they decide to charge us on a self-defense shooting, and make sure that we are becoming as hard as possible to convict. There's one thing I want to leave you with here before you leave this video, and that is this one thing. If you are involved in a self-defense shooting, you pull your gun, you draw, you shoot, you hit somebody, you've injured them, or you maybe even kill somebody. Here's what you can understand. You get a lawyer, a good lawyer. That lawyer is going to give you some options, and he's going to make you understand. He's going to help you understand this right quickly. If it was self-defense and you want him to take self-defense as a defense against this into court, what you have to understand is that an admission of self-defense is an admission that you actually did what they said you did. A self-defense court defense means you're saying to the prosecution, to the judge, and to the jury, yes, I did this. When you say it that way, and when you hear it that way, and you understand it that way, it sounds a whole lot different than the blustering we do about our self-defense and our rights and all that. The fact is, the criminal justice system will not show much justice at all if you just simply say the wrong thing at the wrong time. 5 considerations that if all of us will embed in our minds and be sure that we're using our handgun with those considerations, it'll still allow us to defend ourselves, but it'll make us hard to convict. Should a prosecutor decide to go after us because we have pulled our gun in self-defense. To all my fellow gun owners, to my fellow Christian gun owners, come along with me. Let's do this together. Let's make sure that we're representing firearms the best we can represent them. Particularly if you're a Christian, our Christian perspective, our biblical perspective, should carry way out in front of us how we handle our firearms and the regard that we have for people around us when we carry those. But whoever you are, if you're a law-abiding citizen that carries a gun, be ready to go with me and embed in your mind the things that have to be considered when you reach for that gun. What is going to be considered in a court of law should you be charged? Going to be considered with a judge, a jury, a prosecutor, all the things, all those people will be after you to take away your freedom, even though you acted in self-defense. Let's go together. Let's get this done. Let's be hard to convict. I'm Mark. The videos are coming up. I'll see you soon.